Imagine this for a second. Every time you turn a key or press a start button, a liquid thinner than blood saves thousands of metal parts from tearing each other apart. Most people never think about this. But without motor oil, an engine would destroy itself in minutes. And here's what nobody tells you. Making motor oil is not simple blending. It's one of the most tightly controlled industrial processes on Earth. What happens next surprised even experienced engineers. And it all starts far away from any garage. Think about this. Every single drop of motor oil you've ever seen began its life deep underground, under pressure so intense it reshaped the planet itself. We're talking about a journey measured in millions of years, condensed into a product you replace every few months. Today, you and I are going inside that hidden journey. We'll follow motor oil from the depths of the earth to the heart of a modern engine, and once you see how it's made, you'll never look at an oil change the same way again. Most motor oil begins as crude oil pulled from massive fields in places like the Middle East, the United States, and parts of Russia. Imagine drills biting through rock at depths of over 3,000 meters, where temperatures climb above 120 degrees Celsius. The crude that comes up isn't clean or smooth. It's thick, dark, and smells sharply of sulfur. And here's the shocker. Less than half of that raw crude can ever become high-quality motor oil. Once extracted, crude oil travels thousands of kilometers by pipeline, ship, and rail to refineries built like industrial cities. These refineries process hundreds of thousands of barrels every single day. The cost of transporting just one barrel can vary wildly depending on distance and terrain, and even a small contamination can ruin an entire batch. But refining is where the real transformation begins, and what happens inside these towers feels almost like controlled chaos. Inside the refinery, crude oil is heated to over 400 degrees Celsius and separated into layers by weight and boiling point. Lighter fuels rise, heavier materials sink, and somewhere in the middle sits the base oil that motor oil depends on. But here's the secret most people never hear. Modern motor oil isn't just refined crude. It's engineered from base oils so pure they're measured in parts per million, and that purity comes at a massive environmental and financial cost. Refineries remove sulfur, nitrogen, and unstable compounds using hydrogen under pressures exceeding 100 bar. The result is a clear, nearly odorless base oil that looks nothing like crude. But this is only the beginning, because base oil alone cannot protect an engine at high speed or extreme heat. And this is where the story takes an unexpected turn. Now we step into the blending plant, where motor oil truly becomes motor oil. Massive stainless steel tanks hold base oil heated to around 60 degrees Celsius, so it flows like liquid silk. Automated systems measure volumes down to the milliliter, pumping thousands of liters per hour. You can hear the hum of motors, smell faint chemical notes, and feel vibration through the floor. This precision matters, because one wrong ratio can destroy an engine. Next come the additives, and this is where things get fascinating. Detergents, anti-wear agents, friction modifiers, and viscosity improvers are added in exact sequences. Some are measured in kilograms, others in grams, all blended at controlled speeds of around 200 revolutions per minute. Temperatures stay stable, while chemical reactions quietly change how the oil behaves under stress. Most people never think about this, but these additives decide whether an engine lives or dies. The mixture blends for hours, sometimes up to 6, under constant monitoring. Sensors track viscosity, density, and temperature in real time. If anything drifts even slightly, the system corrects it instantly. And here's the surprise. Some formulations are so sensitive that human technicians still oversee final adjustments by sight and experience. Machines are powerful, but judgment still matters. Finally, the oil cools, settles, and prepares for testing. What looks calm now has survived heat, pressure, and chemical stress that mirrors years inside an engine. But before it ever reaches a bottle, it must prove itself. And the next stage is where most batches fail. Quality control begins in laboratories that feel more like science fiction than factories. Robotic arms draw samples while AI vision systems scan for microscopic impurities. Oils are tested at temperatures from -40 to over 150 degrees Celsius. Some samples spin at thousands of RPM to simulate engine stress. And shockingly, even premium oil sees rejection rates of up to 5%. Laser scanners measure viscosity changes down to microns. Chemical stability tests run for days, sometimes weeks. International standards demand extreme precision, and failing one test means the entire batch gets recycled or destroyed. But here's the twist. During final inspection, experienced technicians can still spot problems machines miss, just by how the oil moves and reflects light. Only after passing every test does the oil move to bottling. High-speed lines fill thousands of containers per hour, each sealed, labeled, and tracked. One mistake here can trigger massive recalls. But once sealed, this oil is ready to face years of heat, pressure, and friction. And when you see how much effort went into one bottle, the scale of this industry becomes impossible to ignore. Globally, tens of millions of tons of motor oil are produced every year, powering everything from motorcycles to cargo ships. The market value reaches hundreds of billions of dollars, employing millions of workers worldwide. Production has shifted dramatically over the last 50 years, with cleaner formulations and longer oil life changing maintenance forever. And in the next decade, demand is expected to evolve again as engines become more efficient. Here are 3 facts that still shock industry veterans. Some modern motor oils can survive temperatures that would melt aluminum. 1 liter of oil protects engine surfaces, moving faster than a hurricane. And the average bottle represents testing conditions harsher than most engines will ever see. Suddenly, that humble container feels very different. We started this journey deep underground and followed it through fire, chemistry, and relentless testing. What looked like a simple liquid revealed itself as a carefully engineered shield between destruction and motion. The next time you hold one of these in your hands, remember, it didn't just appear. It was born from the earth, shaped by fire, perfected by technology, and approved by the strictest standards in the world. That's not just a product. That's a masterpiece of human engineering. If you want to go deeper into the hidden world of manufacturing, tell us in the comments what product you'd like to explore next. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you inside the next factory.